I'm Diaz and David, 187-1054, California ID number and 550-693-341, Social Security number, Aaren, Aaren, Williams, Williams, Striplin, Striplin. This is what I got from my investigation on COVID-19, on coronavirus, and on SARS-2. We believe that it is something that is enacted by Donald John Trump, and we believe that Donald John Trump is responsible for killing 21 people in the Striplin family for the purposes of obtaining 210 United States of America citizenship government identification documents, including 10 sets of all IDs per 21 people, so that Donald Trump can own 210 of his paraplegics using 210 of the Striplin families who are killed their USA passports. We believe that he went to the White House between 2016 and 2020 and created his disease for these purposes. One of the Striplin family, Aaren William Striplin, hyphen High Priest Aaren Charper Levi, was baptized and born again. He's the owner of the Tabernacle of God, the 7 churches at Asia, and heaven. He owns the way to heaven, the way in heaven, and the treasures in heaven. He owns all of the architectural designs and all of the archaeological finds regarding heaven. And so he has a factory to build in Mexico, and he owns the church in Asia. Donald John Trump has been responsible for enslaving Aaren Striplin since 1990s. He has been making money off of 50 separate albums that Aaren was forced to create at the slave plantation owned by Donald John Trump and ran by Sheriff David O. Livingston, who got a Martinez City Hall, Martinez, California business license for the business of Contra Costa County Martinez Sheriff Department, and a Sacramento, California Secretary of State's Office business license for the business Contra Costa County Martinez Sheriff Office. And he used those business licenses in 1981 to create a detention facility called Martinez Detention Facility, where he planned on killing Aaren the same day that Aaren was born. Alright, so this fake sheriff kills 14 of the 21 people in the home invasion for Donald Trump to assume their IDs. Alright, so Donald Trump is in the process of being reported for the 50 albums that was taken in slavery from 1993 to 2011, and so in between 2011 and 2000 and I think around 2019, 50 more albums were created in the crime scene, in the crime occurrence repair for FBI David Johnson, who was a part of Donald Trump's serial killer team with David Livingston. Alright, but these were also court exhibits in the DC courts. So serial killer Todd Smith and the DC Mayor Mario Bowser concocted a plan to start making money off the 50 albums that were supposed to be repaired for the FBI James Comey, the FBI Robert Mueller, and in hopes of killing this slave Aaren. Donald Trump goes into the White House and creates COVID-19 because he's watching a piracy movie with his own son, Eric Frederick Trump. Alright, so they're watching Eric Benet Ramsey, and Eric Benet Ramsey is going to be escorted from Asia back to the United States of America and accused of raping poly class. That's what's going on. So Donald John Trump creates COVID-19 for 3 purposes. One, to watch a piracy movie, Eric Benet Ramsey, and the Polyclass piracy movie, to kill Aaren William Striplin. 2, to cut into the Chinese yuan, which is a global currency exchange. It's money, it's Chinese money. And 3, so that he could continue to kill and steal from different business owners as well with his own disease. Alright, so that's going on. And then he creates the coronavirus so that he can steal the Corona Cerveza beer. The Tecate is the first Corona, the first Cerveza beer. Tecate, I think it's Corona, and it's one of the leading beer exports from Mexico. And so Trump is trying to cut into the Corona beer, which is the leader of the Cerveza. Alright, beer. Alright, and that's one part. And then the second part is he's trying to watch a piracy movie with Robert Kelly and Aaliyah, where Robert Kelly, an R&B superstar, is accused of raping Aaliyah when she's 15 years old, and then later on rumored to have sacrificed her in a plane crash. This allows him to cast Aaren William Striplin, who he raped inside of the hostage takeover location of Sheriff David Livingston, of raping an Aaliyah Cooper and giving her HIV after it was reported that Donald Trump had given a blood transfusion to Aaren Striplin with HIV at the Jackson Memorial Hospital. And to FBI George Pirro, FBI David Johnson, FBI Paula Bate, FBI Robert Mueller, and currently FBI Christopher Wray, who's catching the case from multi-civil court filings. And so what we're doing right now is we're in FBI James Comey. So he's watching that, but he's also watching Aaren raped Jen scam with Carlos Slim. He's trying to say that Carlos Slim, a successful businessman, is responsible for every Mexican in Mexico, and he's hired Malia Obama to go around and tell Carlos Slim representatives who are just USA deployed military Mexicans that Aaren Striplin pulled some little girl's hair, raped Jen, and killed Aaliyah, so that he can bounce the actual IDs of the Striplin family through Aaren Striplin to Mexico through Jennifer Lopez, who's married to Mark Anthony, while Donald Trump killed Mark Anthony Russell. This starts the process for making an appearance that Mark Anthony Russell was able to leave the United States of America through Tijuana into Mexico, and then from Mexico into South America, into Central America, crossing over by land into Central America. He uses Ana Luz Rodriguez Vasquez to cross in from Mexico to Central America, El Salvador, where she's from, and Ana Rosa Renteria, who looks like Jennifer Lopez, and Jennifer Lopez looks like First Lady Melania Trump. Alright, so that the IDs can go into Central America, and then the boat crossing over to San Paulo, which is in the United States of America, in the Richmond, California area, San Pablo, California, where Donald Trump is dealing from. And so inside of this, Carlos Slim is also found in Carlos Pablo Escobar, and Donald John Trump is dealing drugs through food packaging and different trays that you touch and you throw in the trash can. Donald John Trump is getting all of that trash and filling it up with weed, and filling it up with heroin, and filling it up with cocaine, and threatening to kill you with a kidnapping drug charge that's outrageous. So the Carlos Slim thing is not for Carlos Slim, it's for Carlos Pablo Escobar, and it's how he's bouncing the IDs from Mexico to Central America and then into São Paulo, Brazil. In São Paulo, Brazil, Donald Trump is set up to steal the IDs of 21 people, and then he's getting up with his paraplegics, and we believe that Microsoft, Bill Gates, Phoebe Gates, Rory Gates, Jennifer Gates is helping him, and Melinda Gates are helping him to get the paraplegics that are identical to the Striplin family that he killed. And then they're gonna all go to the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro as their paraplegic identical lookalikes of the Striplin family, and board the plane where Donald Trump has connections in South America, and then they will go to All Points International, where they're trying to go. Alright, but we believe that this is a 42 fake out too, and that Donald Trump is getting up through Melania Trump in Slovenia with the Striplin family's IDs. Alright, so that's what's going on with the coronavirus and the rape gin thing. They're taking the IDs from through, you can saying that the Striplin family went to Mexico themselves, went in through from Mexico into the Central America on land, and crossed over to South America, and then just boarded the plane like an average day. That's how Donald Trump is faking you out. He can do it that way, and then he can get up in Slovenia with paraplegics and that are identical to the Striplin family, and then start assuming their IDs. So that's what this coronavirus is. So the coronavirus is to bring the Mexicans in, so that the Mexicans to say you rape gin, so they can use this gin thing to bounce your IDs to South America. And the Asians are coming in with the Chinese yuan and the COVID-19, so that he can escort you back from Asia to the United States of America in order to do a piracy movie with Eric Benet Ramsey and Polly Klaas, and kill you kill Aaren Striplin to assume the IDs. So that's what's going on with that. And then after that, it's just a regular disease, and he plans on doing business with it. So he plans on just going to anybody that's successful with a commercial building property and telling them they got COVID, they have to move out, or they have to get tested. And then if they don't, coming in there with a ski mask and killing them and taking over the business. And that's what this whole SARS, this is our business too, is all about. So that's his whole little thing. I wanted to tell you about that. He has components. The chef Ramsey may be Eric Benet Ramsey. Eric inside of the small claim, inside of the DC Court Civil Division, 2011 to 2019. He may be a component of it, and Eric Fred Trump is a component of it. Making Good with her boyfriend Davon is a component to it, and then Ariel, who's called Day Day and Davon, and Poliato is a component to it, and that's what they're watching in his own. And then Fred, who died in North Richmond, is a component to it, and Tamir C. Jackson and Willie Jackson and of North Richmond are components to it, and Todd Smith is in on it, and John Wash is who they have lookalikes of, and they're doing an international TV show where Aaren Striplin has 2 warrants that Donald Trump set up and blamed on Joe Biden. 19th Precinct Police Department in New York, and then San Diego Police Department, San Diego Sheriff Department, and that allows them to do it. They got the Shibuya crossing in Santa Monica, right there on the main street, and that's what they've been doing, watching these piracy movies. So there is no COVID-19, there is no order of COVID-19, there is no transient murders going on. It's all his scam, and then he slipped and fall, him and his son. That's it. Darren Trump doesn't have COVID, nor does Donald Trump. Thank you. And I'm not ordering COVID, and I don't want nobody to die. I love you.